Hello everyone, today's topic is rotator cuff, which is a very important MBBS short note for first year. So, rotator cuff is also known as musculotendinous cuff. First, we will see what are the muscles involved. So, first of all, it is subscapularis, supraspinatus, infraspinatus, and teres minor. So let's just write them down. So the four muscles are: number 1, subscapularis, supraspinatus, third is infraspinatus, fourth is teres minor. So let's look upon the origins first. So subscapularis has the origin from the scapula, from the subscapularis fossa. This is the subscapularis fossa. First we will see, then we will write upon everything. So this is the subscapular fossa. Then we have supraspinatus. Supraspinatus has an origin from the supraspinatus fossa. So it is very easy to remember. So the next we have infraspinatus, which also has origin from the infraspinatus fossa. And lastly, teres minor. Teres minor has the origin from the lateral border of the scapula. Okay, so these all muscles take origin from where? All takes origin from scapula bone. Okay, this all takes origin from the scapula bone. Let's go on the insertion part. So insertion is at humerus bone. It is at humerus bone. Let's see. So this is the greater tubercle. We have supraspinatus, we have infraspinatus, we have teres minor. So supraspinatus take the insertion at the greater impression, infraspinatus at middle impression. Oh, sorry, not greater. This is upper impression, this is middle impression, and this is lower impression. Okay, and then we will see our subscapularis take insertion at lesser tubercle. So we have a mnemonic for this. If for the insertion, this is sit. For the greater tubercle, mnemonic for the greater tubercle insertion, S for we have supraspinatus, then we have infraspinatus, and then we have teres minor, and then the leftover, which is subscapularis, that muscle will take insertion at lesser tubercle. So let's write all this neatly. So muscle, we have subscapularis first. Origin was from where? It was from subscapularis fossa of scapula bone. Insertion was at lesser tubercle. Then we have our supraspinatus. Origin supraspinatus fossa or scapula. Insertion was at upper impression of greater tubercle of humerus bone. Here also humerus bone and here also humerus bone. Then we go upon our third, which is infraspinatus muscle. Origin infraspinatus fossa of scapula. And where was insertion? Insertion was at middle impression of greater tubercle of humerus. Lastly, we have teres minor. Origin was from lateral border of scapula, and the insertion is at lower impression of greater tubercle. This is also humerus. So now how does this works? So as you have seen, now let's add one more page and I'll make you understand. So what happens is, now when all the tendons of all these muscles will blend with capsule of shoulder joint. They will blend with the capsule of the shoulder joint, and they will, first of all, what they will perform two functions, like strengthen the capsule of shoulder joint. Second, they will steady the head of humerus. So let's go back on that first image we saw. So as you can see, now subscapularis, supraspinatus, infraspinatus and teres minor, all the tendons of these muscles gets blending over here at greater tubercle and lesser tubercle, and they are blending with the capsule of the joint of shoulder joint, and they will stabilize the capsule and they will provide the steadiness to the head of the humerus. So head of the humerus. Then we will write our applied aspect. What is the applied aspect of this rotator cuff? So the applied aspect is, now if any trauma occurs on the shoulder joint, most common representation will be humerus dislocation. At which direction? It will be always at antero-inferior direction. Always in antero-inferior direction. Why? Because, we will write with different color, because the rotator cuff, that means all the tendons which are blended and they provide the stability to the shoulder cuff, is deficit at inferior direction. So therefore always during trauma, the dislocation will be always at antero-inferior direction. So this is the most important applied aspect. Let me show you this. See, as you can see, all the tendons are helping to stabilize the capsule and the head of the humerus. This is the head of the humerus by superiorly and laterally and medially. Nothing is stabilizing inferiorly. So always when there will be a trauma or excessive pressure, the head of the humerus will always get dislocated antero-inferior direction. This will get like this, dislocated like this. It was always move in antero-inferior direction. So this is all about the rotator cuff. It is a very important a short note question, so please revise it. And if you like my channel, please kindly like, subscribe and share it. Thank you so much.